All right. Day 19, February 19th, 10:30 p.m. 2024. 19 days ago I started I guess the best way to explain it is I started a sort of instant gratification fast, or a dopamine fast if you will. And I also added like sugar on top of that. I still eat fruits for the nutritional benefit, and I also use honey on occasion for like coffee, which I have considered maybe giving up to, but I haven't 100% decided that yet. But because honey also has a lot of nutritional benefits. One of the goals that I have goals for this fast, because like I said, it's supposed to be like me getting closer to myself and to God. And part of the reason I know why I need to get closer to God is I didn't say I wanted to get closer to God first, which I want to fix in this fast. But I also want to fix myself. I want to feel better, be able to match the person in my head, or the person that I used to be when I was a child. Like, get in touch with my inner child. Because when I was a child, not worried about anxiety or anything, I used to love to make people laugh. But it was like, even at the expense of myself. I used to I used to like create without a care in the world and tell stories to people with a smile on my face all the time, and make up stories, make up situations, act out scenes, all of that. And as an adult, I lost that because I got bogged down by fear. And that's what I'm trying to conquer. That's the point of this fast, at least for me. And it's important it's important to realize that I put a lot of time into this before this. It's like I tried and failed many, many, many times. And something like this specifically is still new, but like just overall trying to conquer things, like chip at it little by little, because that's what it takes to actually improve and get closer to yourself. It was like those voices we hear in the back of our mind that tell us all these mean things. They're not really ours. They're not ours. And I realized that a long time ago. Once I was able to separate myself from the problem that was causing it in the first place, which I'm probably not going to get into in this video series, if I'm honest with you. But once I got myself away from the problem, I was able to think about it from the outside and look at it from the outside. I was able to ask questions that I was scared to ask before, because if I asked them, I know that I would have felt trapped. And sometimes that is what it takes, to just give up everything you know, even though it's scary. Take a risk. It's like life is all about risks. And like it's full of opportunity in life. You just have to train yourself to see it. I'm still training myself to see opportunity, but I at least see life. I at least see life, and I see the life that I want to live. And that's why I want to do the things I want to do, because I want to bring people to that. I really want to create stories that will talk to people's souls and get them to make that subconscious just a little bit louder. The one that says that you're more than this, or like Is this the right way to do things? Those questions. The ones that say that it's the ones that say that the way that you're living unhappily is unnatural, and you have the power to change that. Even if it's starting small. Even if it's starting small, like lying to yourself. Sometimes it's good to practice a little bit of delusion. You know? It was like, because eventually, like, if you practice like a tiny bit of delusion, eventually it doesn't become delusion, it becomes reality. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You, all of you, have the potential to become self-fulfilling prophecies. And that is both a blessing and a curse. Because you can also become a self-fulfilling prophecy in the opposite way, the negative way. Everything that you tell yourself in your head, it's important to identify, is that really you talking? Or is that something that you experienced? Or is that some other outside factor? When you practice asking, like trying to identify those thoughts and learning to let them pass, observe them as if they're cars, which I know you've probably heard a lot in the self-improvement spectrum and meditation, but honestly, God tells us to meditate too. And like, when we think about meditating is really just the act of sitting and just existing. Like doing nothing but being alone with your thoughts. And some people can't handle that yet. That's fine. If you can't handle that yet, find something that can help you convince yourself to do that. Like yesterday, when I talked about the dark place, it was like, if being alone with your thoughts causes you to be in that dark place, find something to make that a little brighter. Go outside, serve your community somehow. Make yourself important to yourself first. You have to be a little bit selfish to actually improve and get the things you want. But that doesn't mean you have to be narcissistic. It doesn't have to be like, the world doesn't have to revolve around you, but you, at the very least, have to be aware of yourself and the things that you want. They matter. If you don't believe that, then start small. Start by talking to telling yourself that in the mirror. Like, put extra care into your pet if you have one. Make it to where, make yourself important, even in the littlest way. If that's what you need to do. If you truly want to improve, you have to do whatever it takes, even if it's scary. But it doesn't mean you have to fly to the moon right away. A lot of us have to start by taking that first step. We have to learn to walk before we can run. After you learn to walk, it's possible that you could even find out that you don't even need to run. You can just start sprinting right away. But you have to start somewhere. I am a midpoint. It was like there's still a lot I need to learn, and I recognize that. This, like me talking to you today through these videos, is not only me holding myself accountable every day for this fast, because I pledged honesty no matter what. I was going to confess failures, victories, successes, realizations, lessons, or things I thought about. That's what I pledged to do with these videos. No matter how nervous or scared I got. But I have also been doing this a while, and I had to start from square one, just like you do, if that's what you need. Life is actually the best teacher. You just have to listen. A lot of bad things have definitely happened in my life. Some of them almost killed me, but I chose to look at them as lessons and experiences. And at the very least, in the future, I'll have crazy stories to tell when I'm old. But I also want to be able to make up those stories based on my experiences. And that's a little hard because right now I'm at a severe lack of actual resources. But I am no longer satisfied with just being okay. And if you feel the same, even if you haven't started yet, that means you and I are kindred spirits. So, I hope you all are taking care of yourselves. May God bless y'all in your endeavors.